Hello there. Welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to dive into an essential skill, how to debug OpenAI API requests. Whether you're building AI-powered apps or just getting started with the OpenAI API, understanding how to troubleshoot your requests is crucial. So without wasting any time, let's jump right in and get started. Now let's talk about debugging your requests when working with the OpenAI API. Since OpenAI provides a RESTful API to interact with their services, you'll receive proper HTTP error codes when a request fails. These codes give you a hint about why your request might have failed, but they don't always help you pinpoint the exact problem. That's where OpenAI's HTTP response headers come in. These headers are incredibly helpful for debugging. By checking these headers, you can easily spot common issues like hitting the API rate limits. Let's take a look at these headers, one by one, and how they can help you troubleshoot. Now that we understand why headers are useful for debugging, let's explore the key headers OpenAI provides, starting with the API meta information headers. First, we have the OpenAI organization header. This tells you the organization associated with the request, which is useful if you're managing multiple organizations. Next, there's OpenAI Processing MS, which shows how long it took to process your request, measured in milliseconds. This can help you identify performance issues. We also have the OpenAI version header, which indicates the version of the REST API used for the request. Lastly, there's the XRequest ID. This is a unique identifier for each API request. If you encounter an issue with a specific request, you can mention this ID when contacting OpenAI support to help them quickly locate the problem. Now, let's move on to the headers related to rate limiting. These give you detailed information about your current usage limits. The X-rate limit requests header shows the maximum number of requests allowed before hitting your rate limit, while the X-rate limit tokens indicates the maximum number of tokens permitted before reaching your token limit. You'll also see X-rate limit remaining requests and X-rate limit remaining tokens, which tell you how many requests and tokens you have left before hitting your limit. And finally, the X-rate limit reset requests and X-rate limit reset tokens headers let you know when the rate limits for both requests and tokens will reset, allowing you to plan your API usage more effectively. When you're deploying to production, OpenAI strongly recommends logging the request ID for each API call. This small step can make a big difference in efficiently troubleshooting issues with the OpenAI support team. The request ID is essential for tracking down specific problems. If an API call fails or behaves unexpectedly, having the request ID logged allows OpenAI's support team to quickly investigate what happened behind the scenes. If you're using OpenAI's official Node.js or Python libraries, accessing the request ID is simple. You can retrieve it from the response using the request ID property. This makes it easy to include in your logs and have it ready whenever you need support. When you're working with lower-level HTTP clients, such as Fetch in Node.js, HTTP client in C#, or even the command line utility curl, you have the ability to access the raw response and headers directly. This can be incredibly useful when debugging or analyzing the response that comes back from OpenAI's API. If you're using OpenAI's official Node.js or Python libraries, you're not missing out. These libraries also give you the option to access the raw response and headers. This makes it easy to inspect details like rate limits, processing times, and more, helping you better manage your API requests. Now, let's see how we can use curl to access the response headers of an OpenAI API request. For this demonstration, I'll be using the Chat Completion API. Here's the API URL you'll need for that. To include the response headers in the output, we can use the lowercase -i parameter with the curl command. This tells curl to display both the response body and the headers. Here's my API key, which I'm retrieving from environment variables for security purposes. Now, let's take a look at the payload I'm sending with the request. All right, let's run this command and see what we get. Here's the response data along with the headers we received. As you can see, here's the request ID, which you can log for troubleshooting. You'll also notice all the other API meta information headers listed here, providing important context about the request. Finally, here are all the rate-limiting information headers. These will help you keep track of your usage and ensure you stay within your limits, or assist you in implementing an efficient request retry mechanism. Next, let's see how we can use the official OpenAI JavaScript library to access the response headers of an API request. For this example, I'll be using the same chat completion API. Instead of just retrieving the response data, I'll be getting the full response object and then logging the headers to the console. Here's my API key, which I'm retrieving from environment variables for security reasons. Now let's take a look at the payload I'm sending with this request. All right, let's run this command and see what we get. Here are the headers we received in the response. As you can see, here's the request ID, which is important for troubleshooting. You'll also notice all the other API meta information headers listed here, providing valuable context about your request. Finally, here are all the rate-limiting information headers, which will help you manage your usage effectively. Now let's see how we can use the official OpenAI Python library to access the response headers of an API request. For this example, I'll be using the same chat completion API. Just like before, I'll be retrieving the full response object instead of just the response data, and then I'll print the headers to the console. Here's my API key, which I'm retrieving from environment variables for added security. Now let's take a look at the payload I'm sending with this request. All right, let's run this command and check out the results. Here are the headers we received in the response. As you can see, here's the request ID, which is crucial for troubleshooting. You'll also notice all the other API meta information headers listed here, providing important context about your request. Finally, here are all the rate-limiting information headers, which will help you effectively manage your usage. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it helpful. If you're interested in more videos about OpenAI and its APIs, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications so you can be alerted when we release new content. Our goal with this channel is to help you become familiar with OpenAI and its applications in your everyday life and business. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.